for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
Was there anything specific that you did?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The fans are filling the seats in Orlando, the site of our broadcast, and where the Magic will be going up against the Charlotte Hornets. And for Charlotte, they've made a nice push as we've reached the middle part of the schedule. They look like a different team than they did in the early part of the season. And Kenny, we have lots to talk about. One thing coming up on the horizon, the trade deadline. Front offices have had time to evaluate rosters. What are your feelings about blockbuster in-season trades?
Huge deals are rare in the season, Ernie. You know,
Huge
typically
deals.
huge deals. You know, but typically they come in the offseason because teams have time to nurture and bring them together. But there have been some great trades in midseason. So you can find new life right after the trade deadline, a la Clyde Drexler, the Houston Rockets, to get us our second championship.
Good point. New players would be slow to acclimate. But, Ernie, I think at times you risk disrupting chemistry.
Sometimes worth the risk and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, and sometimes I don't.
Kevin Harlan, take it away.
The skyline of Orlando is seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. On the day that George Washington was born, 2K Sports brings you the best in NBA coverage. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. We're live at Amway Center, where the Magic have home court advantage. They've lost their last 3 games, and guys, they'd like that streak to end tonight here.
Yeah, and Kevin, things are starting to get a little bit out of control for them. This losing streak is starting to become an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse if things don't change.
And before we get underway here, let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Steve Clifford.
Well, Kevin, this has been maybe the most surprising head-to-head matchup in the whole league this season. And that holds true even for him. He said straight up, I never thought we'd be 3-0 against this team this season. Hey, guys, maybe they take it a step further, finish out 4-0 against them. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. And this one features, Chris, 2 of the more athletic teams in the league. That makes a pretty good setup for us tonight.
Oh, this is the perfect father-son, mother-daughter, family game to go to. This is one of those games you'll enjoy and remember your whole life. I mean, the highlights, you'll remember where you were. Something special is going to happen tonight. Trust me.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
So off the tip at Charlotte. Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Batum and Kid Gilchrist, the rangy wings. And it's Walker in at the 1. And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. And now Batum pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And Walker strikes a nice balance between scoring and finding his teammates. That time for a wide open bucket.
Passes it to Fournier. Doubled by Howard. Back to Augustine. Lets it go from 14. Misses off the right iron. So for the Hornets, their last game, a win against the Magic.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Well, especially important on the ropes. Sinking those deep shots makes it hard for the other team to build momentum.
Here's Augustine. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Biombo, no luck. Nice pass in here by Charlotte and stolen by Gordon. Fournier against Batum. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. And a wide open look for Simmons. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Fast break now for Charlotte. Walker's running. Shoots over Fournier. Walker's shot is off. The Magic have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Fournier with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. There's the double team with Walker. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Orlando with the ball. 6-point game. 6 to shoot. Dishes it to Augustine. From deep three-point range.
A very shaky start for them. After 4 attempts, they're still trying to find a target.
Offensive rebound. Howard, that's good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And now it's a double-digit lead. Walker's got his second bucket of the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Augustine with it, picked up by Kid Gilchrist. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defensive end. Well, that's the shot they're looking for. A clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
Walker. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Walker's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Back to Fournier. Down low and stolen by Howard. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Kemba Walker again. Walker's got 8.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
They would look like they had it figured out, then take a couple bad shots and be right back to where they started.
Quick review, looking at some numbers here for Gordon. Putting up about 18 points per, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
This last stretch, unbelievable tenacity going to the glass. It's been reflected in that stat sheet.
Kid Gilchrist comes with a double team. Basket counts.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Williams inside. He's against Gordon. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in. One thing that I think many players and certainly many other coaches, Chris, in the NBA love about Steve Clifford is his brutal honesty. He will pull no punches with you.
Yeah, reporters just can't throw cliche phrases at him during the press conferences or he'll dismantle them. The frankness he has with the media and players is one reason players like playing for him.
And he makes that one. That's 10 points for Walker.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow muscles in tough shots.
Augustine with it, picked up by Kid Gilchrist. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here are the Magic now. They trail by 16. And Augustine kicks to Biyombo. over Howard.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
And it's Biyombo with the rebound. Orlando's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Ball's knocked loose. Outside Gordon. Fires the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Shot's good by Walker.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Now here's Fournier. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte. Augustine, no luck. Batum against Fournier. A shot by Batum, no good. The Magic trail by 16. The feed now to Simmons. There's a good screen. Walker against Augustine. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gordon. Can't hit that one. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
Well, their bench provided that spark. Points they may not have had otherwise. I thought that was really the difference in this game.
The finish, and Howard with the stuff.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Gordon, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Well, we see so many of these players, Chris, in the NBA reach notoriety very early in their careers, sometimes even while they're still in high school. What was it like growing up as a star athlete and all the hype that surrounds it? You were the #1 high school player in the country coming out.
Well, you have to stay focused. You know, I didn't grow up in this era of social media and everything. I can only imagine that pressure now, but really you have to stay focused. You have to realize that you're just in the middle of your goal. You're not a celebrity or a star yet, no matter how good you are on that level. Everybody in the NBA has been the best player on their team at some point in time, so things are going to even it out. You have to stay focused, stay goal-oriented in school and in sports, and hopefully the best things will happen. And if you're lucky, like I was, you have some real good people around you, whether family or friends.
Yeah, good mentors, right? That's got to be important.
Yeah, you definitely got to have good mentors, whether it's coaches that can encourage you to spend all your time on the court, or whether it's friends and family that encourage you to stay focused and not kind of get caught up with others that may not have a focus or a love or a passion right now. So you just really need good people. It takes a village, and for guys that are feeling so much fame and getting so many accolades at such a young age, it's hard to handle as an adult. Just imagine trying to handle that as a kid. So you definitely need a lot of good people around you in your corner to help you succeed in life.
They get it back. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 15 points.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Orlando's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Augustine with it. He's picked up by Walker. Biyombo kicks to Simmons. Kid Gilchrist comes with a double team. And again, Charlotte running the court in transition. Shot's good by Walker.
The fast hands of Walker strike again. Got to admire his defensive instincts.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Now here is Augustine. He's coming off a 16-point game against Charlotte. And it's Gordon missing.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Here's Walker. Rebound by the Magic.
That's how you protect the rim. Stand your ground and make him alter his release.
Fournier passes to Augustine. The Magic again can't hit.
His shot hasn't been going in, and they will probably have to look for someone else to step up and provide for them.
Inside, here's Simmons. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And with sponsors coming to NBA jerseys this season, Hornets fans have to be pleased with their initial sponsor. Makes perfect sense when an owner also owns a shoe brand.
Well, yeah, and Brand Jordan as the owner sponsor just made too much sense. You like how seamless and unobtrusive it's been. If you have to have a jersey sponsor,
Take a break.
you can do a lot worse than the Hornets.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent. And last season, trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Williams. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Nicholas Batum. And so Howard nails both of them. And Greg, when you look at the Magic, do you see a plan or a roadmap here?
Well, you look at that trade for Serge Ibaka going into last season, and that was probably a sign that ownership was growing impatient. They wanted to cash in their chips and really go for it. And now they might need a rebuild from that rebuild.
You're right. It's stolen by Mack. Goes back up, and Azania gets it to go.
Nice work to get in position for the rebound and the putback. He has no off switch.
And stolen by Gordon. Here's Mack. Offline with his 3. Charlotte leading by 22. Walker goes in. That one falls. Walker's got 19 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Matt, good on the 3-point shot.
I don't know if that was by design or by accident, but the D not paying any attention to him.
Howard can't hit.
Well, that's why his size and length are so valuable. He altered the shot and collected the glass, all in a day's work.
Doubled by Howard. To the middle. Tries to keep it alive. Pass to Gordon. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
He hasn't been very precise at all this quarter.
That's good from Kid Gilchrist on the assist from Lamb. Kid Gilchrist has got his second bucket of the game to go. Mack with the ball. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Hazania. He dishes it to Gordon. Over Kaminsky, and the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 5 points so far.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Kaminsky stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. The Magic trail by 21. Now here's Mack. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game, and Azania gets it to go.
That's too much space to give him out there on the perimeter. They got to close out on him.
And the basket by Kaminsky. And the Hornets lead by 20.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
1:39 left to play in the first quarter. Kaminsky with the double team. Hazonia kicks to Gordon. Over Lamb. It's deflected. Here's Walker. In the game against Orlando, very impressive. And it goes down 2 points.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
And it's the Magic with the ball. To the middle. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
It's good.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Mack with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. There's the foul. That's on Jeremy Lamb. That's his first foul. Charlotte making some changes. Cody Zeller's checked in for Howard. And Monks subbed in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. .52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Gordon a screen. There's the double team with Lamb. Poked loose and stolen by Zeller. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Zeller grabs the board.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
Here's Lamb. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Lamb's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Gordon with no one around. Good, and the nice assist from Mack.
Leaving any player wide open from mid-range, a recipe for getting scored on.
Here's Kaminsky. Can't connect from 13 feet out. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Hornets ahead, running away with it. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, pretty much in control here, it would appear.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Down low, it's Kaminsky and Zeller. Jeremy Lamb out there with Monk, and it's Graham in at the small forward.
The D with some heavy feet out there. I mean, too slow to rotate. Nobody communicating. They can't make threes that easy for them.
Here's Graham. No good off the back of the rim. Goes up from the top of the key. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Stolen away. Now here's Matt. He's covered closely. And here's Gordon from outside. Good, and the nice assist from Matt. Gordon's got 10 points.
Total breakdown by the defense. Will somebody let them know he can hit from that distance? Well, Cody Zeller isn't looking to impress anyone with this play, but he is a solid contributor on the floor. I mean, he runs the floor well. He's very good around the rim. Great efficiency on the touches close in that he does get.
And with Zeller, it is that efficiency with the ball that you really like about his game every season, Chris. He gets more and more comfortable helping carry the scoring load.
Well, Zeller does a good job of always having his hands ready and being in a position to score. He's great at finishing on those dump-off passes. He knows how to roll and finish strong.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Well, Chris, we often ask you who the best power forwards are right now. Let's switch it up. Who do you feel is the best true center in the league right now?
Well, I think you have to look at DeAndre Jordan and defensively what he does, and then maybe go down to Detroit and look at Drummond or Mark Gasol and how he can step back now, shoot the three, and post you up. But to me, it's a no-brainer if we're talking centers, and maybe he's even a power forward. But I got to go with DeMarcus Cousins. He's a 7-footer that can score outside, inside, knock down free throws with consistency, three-pointers with consistency, post you up like an old-school player, and then hit you with some new-school moves. He's something special to watch.
Yeah, Embiid is intriguing as well, I think.
You have to love Embiid. He's a new school type player too that is so agile, so versatile. You have to love his work ethic, his patience, the big process, and most importantly, I love his personality. It's great for the game. It grows the game. How can you not love this young kid? And hopefully he can stay healthy enough to show us all the great things that he has.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Feeds it to Gordon. Over to the left wing. The Magic again can't hit. Hornets leading by 22. Here's Kaminsky. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Kaminsky's got his second bucket.
Soft touch on the mid-range jumper. Kaminsky taking what the defense gives him.
Gordon's got room. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Orlando's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Matt. And a miss there on the triple.
Oh, he finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
And the basket is good.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Greg, it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030, and I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
Orlando making some changes. Biombo, he's checked in for Gordon. Simmons comes in for Mario Hezonja. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Shelvin Mack. Marvin Williams is checked in for Charlotte. Batum comes in for Jeremy Lamb. Now, here's Biombo. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
And it's Orlando with the rebound. Graham defending. Kicks it to Augustine. He feeds it to Biombo. Takes the three. Monk grabs the board. The Hornets have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
And stolen by Zeller. Shoots over Biombo. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Zeller with the double team. Lets the three fly. Another miss by Orlando.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
A shot by Batum, no good. Now here's Simmons. Defense right on him. They get a hand on it. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And it's 6 points for Malik Monk.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And a good job taking what the D gives him. He's not going to pass it up with that much space.
And the dunk by Zeller.
And you got to appreciate just the presence of mind there. Monk demonstrating solid court awareness by finding the open man.
Now here's Simmons looking for his first basket still in this one. Monk with a double team. The dish to Augustine. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Williams gets the bucket.
Wonderful concentration from the agile Williams. He's terrific at getting whatever shot he wants down low.
And so here's Orlando. After the basket by Charlotte. And Marvin Williams picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Simmons against Batum. Down low. Rejection.
And registering one of the highest verticals at the NBA Combine, Zeller can send your shot back.
Williams can't hit. Orlando's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The Magic shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And Orlando making a change here. Fournier is checked in. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte.
One shot, behind the lanes.
That's good from Simmons. Well, the NBA has some great advanced scouts who know how to help a team prepare for an opponent. When you played, Chris, what kind of information would you be given with a team that was coming up on the schedule or the game that night that was important for you?
Well, wow, my rookie year, I remember the first time I got a scouting, the playoff scouting report, and I had to understand how many times the player I was playing against would shoot over his right shoulder as opposed to his left shoulder, and the percentage of the times he liked it on the left box as opposed to the right box, and really just knowing the guys and understanding their habits. And so you really need that. It gives you confidence because, as I said, you can't check one player. It's just so hard to do. So what do you have to do? You have to check their tendencies. So maybe you can beat him to the spot that he likes before he can, because if he gets there, he's just going to destroy you. Scouting reports are everything to understand your opponent and your opposing team.
Did you keep, Chris, say a mental notebook, or would you have a notebook that you would write in to keep track of these players, the guys you would face?
I had a mental notebook. The teams would give us physical notebooks, but I would just kind of read them and make my mental notes. You get to see guys so often that if you don't kind of understand who a player is that night before you play him, it might be too late.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Here's Fournier following the bucket by the Hornets. Simmons on the wing. Puts it up from 12. They get the rebound. Williams with the block. And they're able to recover. And they pick up 2. Simmons got 5 points now in the quarter. Hornets shooting in the second quarter has been superb. 58% from the field. A nice shot by Zeller.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Zeller with the double team. And stolen by Zeller. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
Did you see that speed from Batum, showing the real tenacity on defense to come up with the steal?
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And Fournier kicks to Simmons. Back to Fournier. Outside for Simmons. Simmons missing again. Charlotte shooting a superb 63% from the field. And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating.
And Kidd-Gilchrist is just awesome on the drive, using his wily arms to get shots past any defender that dares to challenge him.
The Magic shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. And here's Simmons for 3. Simmons missing again. And they're on the break. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. Finished off the break. Kidd-Gilchrist has got 8 points.
I mean, you got to be honest, so the transition defense just has been lacking.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. With those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. DA, thank you so much. And it's the Magic with the ball, following the score by Charlotte. Zeller with the double team. And here we go with Kidd-Gilchrist heading to...
Oh, wow. Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
That's the awareness that Kid Gilchrist has out there. Excellent at knowing where the open man is.
And for the Magic, they're shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Batum brings the double team. Another shot, and he lays it up and in. He's got 6.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Playing with great energy, Zeller has the speed to drive.
Here's Orlando now. And stolen by Zeller. And again, Charlotte running the court in transition. Here's Monk. Poked away. 1:53 left in the first half of basketball.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Lamb.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
1:44 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
The versatility to play in the high post as well as alongside the baseline. Zeller does have places to get his buckets, which have been piling up tonight.
And the Magic with possession. And the Hornets team that while they have added rotation players via the draft, they haven't been able to draft a star to build around yet.
Oh, well, and with the Hornets, their best pick has been Kemba Walker back in 2011. I mean, they've traded away a lot of their picks right after making them. However, that might change as they lucked out with Monk falling to them.
Here's Augustine after the basket by Charlotte. Fournier with the ball, and Batum picks him up defensively. Fast break, here they come. Here's Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
Oh, that's because the big fella Zeller sprinted down the floor with his incredible speed. He's smart at knowing what routes to run in the open floor.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
Now here's Simmons. Pushing it up. Jumps up, and the dunk by Zeller.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Augustine. He's got 16. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. 6 on the shot clock. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. They get it again. A 3 from Simmons, buries it from three-point range. Simmons got 8 points here in this quarter. Monk dishes to Zeller, sinks that one from the post.
Well, Kev, before the game, his college coach told us that he's the most focused kid he's ever recruited. Zeller's showing great focus there, converting through that contact.
And no good. And so it's Charlotte, sitting at a lead of 40 points at the end of the quarter. Terrific play. Their defense has been active and effective. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Dwight, what is the team's mental approach to the game tonight?
Just attack, make the defense help. And if they help, make the right pass. If they don't help, try to score.
We'll see if we can keep it going in the second half. Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game, and that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. You have to like what we're seeing from Cody Zeller.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Well, Orlando shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Down low, it's the athletic pair of Gordon and Biyombo. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Simmons in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. And Howard with the second chance points. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
It's a battle boxing Howard out. Too big, too strong.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's Orlando now. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Augustine passes to Fournier. Doubled by Howard. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Batum with the steal.
Only one player gets credit for the steal, but really both defenders made it happen on that one.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Howard's gone a nice 5 of 8 shooting from the floor. Fournier dishes to Augustine. And Simmons kicks to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And it's Howard finishing it off.
Love the aggressive mind state. Howard showing how authoritative he is inside.
Walker against Augustine. Now the pass to Simmons. Tipped away and stolen by Howard. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Walker. Tries again, and it's Howard laying it in. Howard's got 16 points.
A little bit of a throwback evening for Howard. Has all of his moves working here tonight.
Outside, Simmons. Doubled by Howard. Pass to Fournier. Shoots over Batum. The shot's good from Fournier.
The mid-range jumper, one of his specialties.
To the paint. And Howard with the stuff.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
Magic have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Doubled by Howard. Dishes it to Gordon. There's the feed to Fournier. Here's the screen. 5 to shoot. Biyombo. That's good.
Well, that's just a great start to the half for them. Their offense is clicking, and they have made 3 of...
Oh, wow.
And you see Howard still with some of the signature explosiveness there. Powerful drive.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Simmons passes to Biyombo. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 25 points in the game.
Hey, when Walker has the hot hand, keep getting him the ball. He fills up the stat sheet quickly.
Simmons sets a screen for Augustine. Outside, Simmons. Out to the right wing. Biyombo with it, and it's Howard picking him up. Augustine from outside, and the rebound goes to the Hornets. Howard's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Williams, that's good.
And now they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy fast break baskets.
There's Gordon with the three. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. And Williams with the stuff.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, you hear that? No, you don't hear anything. They silenced the crowd with this big lead. No sign that they're letting up.
And Orlando has possession. After the basket by Charlotte, here's Fournier. Kept alive. Biyombo kicks to Augustine. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Augustine's got 18 points in the game. Down low. And it's slammed in by Howard.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the flow of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Biyombo. Williams with the block. Here's Batum. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. DJ Augustine picks one up. And as great as Nicholas Batum is, the one issue he's dealt with, Greg, his entire career is staying consistent during games.
And with his skill set, it is hard for Batum to be completely absent. He can play, though, too passively at times when you know what he's capable of. And he's at his best when he is active and aggressive.
The first one falls.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
Kaminsky, he's checked in for Charlotte. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Both free throws good from Batum. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there. And then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
Here's Howard. Banked in off the glass. Howard's got 16 here in the second half.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And Mack kicks to Gordon. That one goes. Count it. Charlotte shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Drills the three-pointer. Max got 9. Charlotte in total control. Left side, Batum. And he slams it down right on top of Bismack Biyombo.
Oh, and Batum is a true showman, a sensational dunker when given the room to fly.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Gordon with a screen on Batum. Got a piece of it. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. And the dunk by Batum.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink?
Here's Azania after the basket by Charlotte. Off target from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Lamb with the basket on the assist by Batum. Batum's got 4 assists in the game. The Magic have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Here's Azania, covered by Lamb. There's Gordon with the 3. Nailed from three-point land. He's got 17.
Well, that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
Here's Batum. I mean, that's a rugged play.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, and Batum just has astounding body control, which is what allows him to hit shots despite obvious physical contact.
Here's Azania. 5 points in the game. Rebounded by Lamb.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
The Magic have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Azania tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Batum attacking, and it's Biyombo with the rebound. Biyombo's got 8 rebounds in this game. Howard with the steal. Here's Lamb. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Lamb's got 8.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
There's the double team with Walker. Back to Mack. Biyombo up top. They need this. Connects from three-point range.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Yeah, freight train coming through. Howard just powering into the paint.
Here's Mack. He's got 9. They set the pick. He kicks it to Gordon. Lets it go with a 3. That shot is off. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Here's Walker. An easy 2 points on the layup. Walker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Stolen by Walker. And Walker throws it down hard.
Well, Walker has speed to burn. A nightmare keeping him out of the paint.
The Magic shooting 42% from the field here in the third. Now here's Mack, guarded by Walker, stolen by Walker. Drops in the breakaway layup. Walker's got 31.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
There's the double team with Walker. Pass to Azania. Fires the 3. Knocks it loose, but he recovers it.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for the Magic.
And they're getting them up from beyond the arc, shooting a solid percentage from out there. So thus far, it hadn't been a problem.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And when you look at the younger generation of players coming in now, Chris, of course, you do the interviews, you see them, you talk to them. Is it easy for you to relate to these younger players?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to relate to them. I think that our generation had a lot of influence on their style, their kind of expression of self, just as the generations before us did, and we have that unique bond. I think that's one of the advantages I have, that I've known some of these players since they've been young. I know their habits. I know that they're good kids, good individuals, and they just express themselves differently. You know, do I like the way they come into a game dressed looking like, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne and Run DMC mix? Nah, I don't like that. But people used to say that about my style and my clothes too, Kevin. I'm sure they did that about you too, you know. So, man, I just love it. I just take it as we have some of the best players that fans have seen, and I'm just enjoying everything from the wild clothes to the music to their style. But no, it's not hard to relate to them, man, because they're all pretty good kids.
Chris, just for the record, they never said that about me. I always
yeah, you always set the trend.
Once again, off the mark, Orlando. The Hornets shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Shots good by Walker.
Well, he's reason number one there in front. I mean, his shooting has been almost flawless.
The Magic shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Now here's Mack. Tight defense on him. Poked loose. Stolen by Walker. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop. Over Mack. Walker's shot is off. The Magic shooting is leaving something to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. And Aaron Gordon, the athletic Aaron Gordon, playing much of last season at the small forward position during Serge Ibaka's short-lived stint in Orlando.
Yeah, and while he was excited to stretch his skill set, pretty clear it was a bad fit, especially in today's NBA. Gordon is a power forward, period. The Magic invested the 4th pick on him in that 14 draft, and they have to give him minutes at his natural position as his game continues to evolve.
Shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, if you watch the Hornets over the past few seasons, it's easy to see how disciplined they are. They don't turn the ball over on simple plays. They never get too ahead of themselves and give away possessions.
Evan Fournier's checked in for the Magic. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Zeller's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. And with the Hornets, taking care of the ball really has become a bit of an identity for this team. It's something that is at the heart of what they do.
Well, with the roster they have, in order to compete with the top teams, they need to play smart. Limiting turnovers and making the most of possessions is critical in that.
Pass to Mack. It's Hezonja in the corner. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Kaminsky, and finished off by Kaminsky.
He doesn't have the big vertical or the long arms, but Kaminsky's sheer height makes him a threat to throw it down on.
Now here's Fournier, covered by Lamb. Gordon outside. Hornets with the rebound. Zeller's got his 4th rebound in this one. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. There's the call. It's a foul in Orlando.
Look, he's one of those rare bigs who can score from anywhere. Kaminsky hasn't been as good of a free throw shooter as one might expect.
For Charlotte, they have been excellent at the free throw line. Here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one at the line is good.
Now, when you watch the Hornets play, it seems like they play with a chip on their shoulder. I mean that in a good way. They play like they have something to prove. They have a very self-driven team.
Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Charlotte. He's off on the second. Chris, as you said, win or lose, you know that this Hornet team is going to battle you for all 4 quarters. They don't give up.
Well, a lot of that camaraderie has developed on this roster because of that. They know they don't have superstars and big names, but it doesn't deter them. They know they have a small margin there.
To the wing on the left. Here's Hezonja. The Magic again can't hit. 1 second left, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Walker's got 38 points. And so it's Charlotte, able to put on a show for the ages. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Back right after this. And now let's take a listen on head coach Steve Clifford.
Good offense, right? We got back every time, and we're doing a good job down there. Everything's in front of us. Keep working together. Just stay with it. This is how we got to play. This is how we got to play. Let's go.
And happy with the efforts of his team on both ends. Steve Clifford just wants to see more of it.
And, you know, you can just see everyone trust each other out there. The energy is high, and that's when this group is at its best.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Aiken is out there with Zeller. Then there's Hernan Gomez. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's Graham in at the 2 spot. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That is his first foul of the game. Here's the screen. And Mack kicks to Spates. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Some very slack defending, playing with fire to leave him that open beyond the arc.
Here's Hernan Gomez, and the layup's good off the glass.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Mack. Zeller grabs the board. Here's Hernan Gomez, and it's Orlando with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And stolen by Graham. A fast break now for Charlotte. The finish, a huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Afflalo, no good. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. It's deflected. They retain possession. A nice shot by Zeller. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Mack with the ball, now defended by Carter Williams. Mack dishes to Spates. Off the left rim and out. And it's the Hornets ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Trying his luck deep. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Poked away. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Bacon. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
Now here's Mack. Spates sets a screen. On the wing of Afflalo. And something we see now in the modern NBA, Chris, is that players will try and recruit other players in free agency, sometimes almost leading up to free agency. How often do you think that happens now, and how is that, say, different from when you played?
It's a lot different from when I played. I think guys wanted to play together, but we did not recruit or try to play together with each other because of the way that the rules were in collective bargaining and because of the way the game was at that time. At that time, even if you had a friend that was your very close friend off the court, you wanted to beat him for bragging rights on the court. Back then, it was more of, can my team beat your team? Not can we play together. I tell you what, with friends that I had in the league at that time, that would have been pretty cool to play with some of my friends that I think were great players. But I just think it's just been a line in the sand. It's just changed. I think a lot of it's changed because we're playing basketball at younger ages. Guys are playing and traveling the country and know each other from ages 10, 11, and 12. So they have honest, genuine friendships and really want to play together. And so I don't really think it's a problem. But it's interesting watching these super teams and how all of this is developing. It definitely didn't happen in my day, and I'm just now, I won't say getting used to it, but I'm just now recognizing that, man, it's okay to play with your friends, I guess.
Shooting one.
Free throw good, Hernan Gomez. Chris, traditionally, we've had the standard 1 through 5 spots on an NBA team, but it seems more and more GMs and coaches are going away from labeling a player to one of those spots, like positionless basketball. Are we going to see more of that? Is it going to work its way around to another level? How do you view that?
Well, I just think that the game is evolving, and I think right now you have to have a certain skill set to play, and that means you have to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, and defend. If you think about it, we had players that could just defend, couldn't dribble or throw a ball in the ocean. Well, that really can't work anymore, and you have to have players with the total skill set regardless of size. I do think, though, that you'll always have to have positions. I hated how we took the center out of the All-Star game. You never see in baseball, they say, it's okay, you don't have to have a center fielder. You could just put 2 left 5 fielders in there. You still have to identify a position, and for the tradition and the honor of the game, I say we do that. But we got some pretty big guys and some pretty great guys. So what would you call Dirk Nowitzki? Is he a 5? He's 7 feet tall. Is he a 4? Is he a 3? It doesn't matter. He just has game. What do you call Kevin Durant? A 7-foot flamethrower? I mean, he's a center, a power forward. I don't know what you call him, but I know that size or positions are no more defined by height. They used to be defined by height. 7 foot and up centers, 6'9" and up power forwards. Now you have 6'9" and up point guards. So I love the fact that the game's evolving, but I think the 5 best players are just going to play, but you're going to have every single size because right now skill set is all that matters.
For Orlando, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And you look at the level of talent in the NBA now, some great players. But we've heard others say the league is watered down. How do you view that statement?
Well, I don't think you can compare eras. I think it's great to argue and have fun with them and debate them, but, very sincerely, unless someone can play against each other, it's just a wasted argument. There's different eras, there's different rules. Think about how many threes Larry Bird shot per game. 1.5, 2. What if he could let it fly 10 times a game? We'd be talking about a different player there. So I think times, eras, the physical play of the 80s, of the 90s, I just know that players will handle it differently. Hand checking, the way that we call flagrant 1 fouls. It's a different league. And so I just choose to celebrate the players that we have now. They're the evolution in my mind. They're kind of the culmination of all the players that have come before them. So I just enjoy the game the way it is now.
Here are the Magic now. Feeds it to Mack. Zeller with the double team. It's stolen by Hernangomez. All alone, the big dunk at the end of the break.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Oh, I know this feeling. They're in that special zone where you feel untouchable. They haven't missed in a while.
There's the screen. Six to shoot, and a follow wide open. He shoots off target from 3-point range. Hernangomez passes to Graham over a follow. That's short off the rim.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here's Mack. Spates sets a screen, shoots the 3. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got his 5th assist in this one.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple, just shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
And when you're open, Carter-Williams will find you. He knows his role well.
Zeller with the double team. 13 feet away. And Spates gets it to go.
That's a tough size matchup there, and he takes advantage of it from mid-range.
Here's Carter-Williams, an easy 2 points on the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now here's Matt. Carter-Williams covering, and now Carter-Williams pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Orlando's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Here are the Magic now. And a follow kicks to Mack. And a miss there on the triple. Charlotte's gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them. 18 feet out. Shot by Zeller, no good. Well, Orlando shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. And Mack kicks to Aflalo. He tries for 3. Kept alive. But they recover it.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard. Gets them another possession and allows them to run even more clock.
Back to Mack. It's stolen by Carter-Williams. Here's Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
Baseline jumper. It's hauled in by the Magic. Max got his third rebound tonight. Chris, we've seen video review get introduced into the NBA and tweaked as we go along, refining it, polishing it off. And at this point, would you like to see video review expanded even further? Or do you think it's in a good spot where it stands right now?
I think it's in a good spot right now. I'm sure if I had time to think about it, there are areas in which you want to go to. But if you really think about it, I mean, the game is supposed to be a spur of the moment. It's supposed to be just players free-flowing and playing. And you don't want to make the game slower by going to the officiating video every single time. Right now, I don't think you should do it on charges and blocks, which is probably one of the most controversial calls in the game. I think where we have it now is good because it gives a balance, and right now we do not need the game to lengthen in any way, if anything, shorten. And I think adding anything more to refereeing and videos, I think would just make the game last long.
And the shot goes in.
I think a follow doesn't want to make his teammates better. Well, you just didn't see that pass right there.
Here's Graham. He's guarded by Aflalo. And again, Charlotte with the triple. And it's the Magic with the ball.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Spates. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Charlotte has gone along perfectly from three-point range. Tonight they've gone 5 for 5.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did.
Yeah.
And we felt it. Even over here we felt it. The Magic shooting 32% overall right now, not one of their better showings. Now here's Matt. He's guarded closely. The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, I think those are the main things that you have to, have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, just got to do your best and keep it moving.
Here's Kaminsky. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Such an advantage for Kaminsky. He can finish inside with either hand.
1:56 left to play here in the fourth. Kaminsky with the double team to halt the run. Herman Gomez grabs the miss. Charlotte's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Graham. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And Orlando making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. There's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. The shot's good from Monk.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot, especially inside, he's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside.
Now here is Augustine. And here's Aflalo for 3. Graham with the rebound.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Charlotte.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Cody Zeller.
He had a nose for the basketball tonight, playing some disruptive D and picking pockets left and right.
Here are the Magic now. And Augustine kicks to Spates. Back to Augustine. A 3 ball. That shot, no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. And the Hornets call time here. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
My guess is that they're just trying to avoid some monumental breakdown after having dominated up to this point.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Cody Zeller.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Carter Williams with the bucket.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And Spades has it in the corner. Drains it from beyond the arc.
You love it when the big fella shows off his ability from beyond the arc.
And again, it's Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Augustine. Both free throws good from Augustine. Here's Monk over Aflalo. The shot by Monk is no good. And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. That's the line. Shooting two. Maurice Space.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Spates. From the inbound, count it.
Look, Carter Williams is a fantastic feel for inside the paint. Defenders have a tough time dealing with his size.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Mike, it seemed like you were looking to push the pace at every opportunity. What was your mindset?
We're just trying to get out and run. You know, the less play calls, the better. So we're just trying to get out and run and find each other.
You did a great job in transition tonight. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.